Okay, I don't want to forget. It was placed in my spirit to talk about this. So, I've noticed like something the enemy tried to do to me when I was younger, and even, growing as an adult, like try to make me feel less of myself, try to break my confidence, try to break my spirit. Because you see, when I see people, I encourage people. I give a compliment wherever a compliment is due. And it's genuine. So, like I said in previous video, I did put on some weight, but I was always skinny, to the point where my aunt thought like she wanted a chubby baby, so she used to give me tonic for me to put on weight. And for the most part, I was like MAGA. At least that's what our Caribbean people say. I was MAGA. Had, a little shape for my body. And I started putting on, but everything was like, how it's supposed to be. And then I hung around people who, like, they didn't like certain things about themselves, but I didn't see, certain things that were wrong, but they saw things that were wrong within themselves. So a lot of stuff became jealousy. So sometimes we'll hang around people that we think, they want the best for us, but sometimes it might end up being jealousy in some form. And sometimes people will say stuff to try to criticize you, to try to break you down. And then if you feeling somewhere about yourself, now that's breaking you down more. That's how the enemy works, because the enemy uses people to do his dirty deeds. Or sometimes if you have like negative thinking, and now those negative thoughts keep coming, and if you don't believe in yourself, then you'll take those thoughts as your own when they're not your own. Those are planned from the enemy. So some stuff like that happen, and I talk about, like, where even with my hair before, like the enemy try to make me feel bad, about my hair, because for a while, like, I used to, when I was young, I used to wet my hair in the water, so it used to dry it out to the point like it will break. It didn't grow that well. So yeah, that's for another thing. But just little stuff like that. I used to have thick um eyebrow. Then somebody I knew shaved it for me thin, so when I went to get it done, I used to be like, oh, I want it thin, because that was the first way that I got it. And she would be like, no, leave it thick. And then it got to the point where it didn't grow back as thick. And believe it or not, I haven't had my eyebrows done in at least 4 or 5 years. I haven't had it done. Yeah. I think it's about at least at least 4 or 5. So, like, whatever it is, like, it stay there. But I'm not going to bring myself down and say, oh, dwell on me doing that wrong thing. I just have to embrace what it is now. So something the enemy is trying to come at me for, like, I put on, let me see, that's almost 50 from within a year from last year, I put on almost 50 pounds. And let's just say a lot of stuff don't fit like they need to fit. So I had to get some stuff. And the enemy somehow think like that makes me insecure about myself. So there's this spirit that will try to like make fun or try to say certain thing, and I'll be like, yeah, not this version of me. Yes, I might have put on, but I put on and still have my confidence. I know who I am. I know who I am. So, and I know what the enemy is trying to do. So why would I bargain with the enemy to attack myself? I could say, yes, I might not like the size, but I'm going to work towards what I need to do to get back to the size I need to, and aim to get to what my goal is. But I'm not going to break myself down or let the little whispers that people will say to try to break me down. Like, nope. And that's how the enemy comes at you. Like, you'll be exactly how God made you. There's nothing wrong with your body, but you'll think there's something wrong, and then you'll try to change it. You will try to change it to fit the enemy crazy idea. So I urge anyone watching this, love you. I know I made something similar, but I wanted to say this. Continue to love you while you're working on the version that you desire. And smile, because nothing pisses off the enemy more than you embracing yourself, than you embracing your natural beauty, than you embracing what God gave you. Like, you smile, people be like, why you always smiling? You're sad. Then you frown up, they like you're mean. You could never do anything to please people. Just be your God-given self. Not the broken down toxic version, but a genuine version while working. And sometimes if you catch yourself if you catch yourself wanting to say something, it's like there's sometimes you have to address certain thing, and sometimes you don't. Like, I have this thing where like some people think I'm in my 20s, so they want to look to bully me, and I just look at like, I'm old enough to be your mother. I'm like, I'm old enough to be your mother. But then I'm like, man, I just be like, that Jezebel spirit. That's all I'm like, God had to bring me back and be like, that's a Jezebel spirit. It wants to try to break you. The spirit of Jezebel. The spirit of Jezebel, like authority. The spirit of Jezebel like to bring down people so they could feel better about themselves. The spirit of Jezebel will be jealous of you. The spirit of Jezebel will be so jealous of you that you have confidence, who will look at you like, Who are you to have confidence within yourself? You not all that. You not. But you have confidence, and they'll be mad at you for you having confidence within yourself. The spirit of Jezebel will hate you. And the spirit of Jezebel love to have a weak people around them to make them feel good about themselves. And the spirit of Jezebel have to try to break you down because they want to feel superior. So yes. So anyone experiencing attacks from the spirit of Jezebel, the only way and the main way to fight that is continue to love yourself and draw closer to God. Because when you draw closer to God, it's, I don't know, there's something within. Oh yeah, thank you, Holy Spirit. And also the spirit of Jezebel wants you to feel weak and scared and fearful and stuff like that. That you're like, oh, if I don't do this, oh, I'm gonna lose people being around me. Like, yeah, you don't need that. Because when you draw closer to God, you have the boldness, you have the self-confidence. You don't care how people view you. And I even remember, like, when I gave myself to God in 2021, and I had lost a lot of weight in the hospital. Like, I did. And when I came out, like, I put on a little bit, but a lot of it was spiritual weight. Yeah, a lot of it was spiritual weight. And I remember looking in the mirror and I'd be like, girl, you might have a little bit of size on, but God is doing his thing. Like, it was so hilarious just thinking of it now. So every moment, like, I'll have, like, you know, I remember I had some moments like that last year, and I think I had something like a couple months ago, and I was like, yep, oh, you need to work on this, you need to, it's almost like motivating yourself and giving yourself love. Jesus, giving yourself some love, loving on yourself, not like a cocky and putting yourself on a pedestal. No, it's like pouring into yourself. Because sometimes we look for other people to pour into us. We have to be able to pour into ourselves. Because many times, I remember when I was getting into a relationship, like, I expected that person to be like my all. As far as like being there, you know, and stuff like that. And that's because I was needing something, but only God could give me that. There's another video with that, but only God could give me that. So in order for us to be filled, we have to draw to God. Yeah, we have to draw to God for God to fill us the way he needs to fill us. We need you. Yeah, for him to fill us. So yes, love you, embrace you, and continue to do the things you need to do to get better, to feel better, to look like your best self. But in the meantime, embrace you. Like, I know I still got a journey, but I'm going to embrace myself.